Hey guys, welcome back to Vlogmas Day 6, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing 10 gift ideas for babies that are between 6 and 12 months old. Obviously there's a little bit of a range with that, and maybe these toys might fall a little before 6 months, a little after 12 months, but they're around this age. So if you have a baby in your life that is around 6 to 12 months old that you are buying a Christmas present for and need some help figuring out what to get, this video is for you.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
So I've got to say, before becoming a mom, I think buying for a 6-month-old would have been really complicated because I'd have been like, what are they going to care about? So this video is really going to cover things that the baby might need, some things that the baby might enjoy, or maybe just things that might make your life a little bit easier with a baby. So one of the first things that I do want to say is if you're buying for someone else's baby, always ask the mom, like, what does your baby need? Or, you know, I might have this in mind. Is that something that you already have? Always ask first, but if you just want to go out on a limb and get something on your own, stick to something off of this list and it should fall into the right developmental age for that baby. So the first one I'm going to talk about is teethers. 6 to 12 months is usually when babies start to teeth, and it can really be hard on babies. So teethers are really helpful for that. Regular teethers, I'm sure you've seen regular teethers. They're just like little things to chew on, but the one that I would recommend the most, I'm gonna go grab real quick. So this right here is a little teether. So the reason why I like this one is because it kind of teaches your baby like how far into their mouth they want to stick things. And it also is something like they could grab a hold of this toy up here and have to figure out how to get that into their mouth. They could grab a hold of it down here and figure out how to get into their mouth. So Charlie, I've noticed, I just put it in her hand wherever, right? So she grabs it and then she'll get her other hand, and she's 5 months old. So then she'll take her other hand and grab it and turn it. And then she'll figure out how to put that in her mouth how she wants to. So it's teaching her fine motor skills, and it's also preparing her mouth for being ready for baby-led weaning, which is what I like to do to feed my kids. But we'll get into that in another video. So teethers are a good one, and like I said, these are a great option. I found mine on Amazon, and I'll link it down below. I'm currently not an Amazon affiliate, although that could change in the future, and maybe I would update the links. But I still want you to be able to find what I'm talking about, even if I don't make a profit off of it. So the second category I would suggest would be feeding items. Most babies start eating by 6 months old. So things like silverware, like forks and spoons and bibs. I really like these silicone bibs. I'm just gonna grab my son's off the table. These silicone bibs are great because everything just falls right here and all you do is rinse it off. I actually run mine in the dishwasher. You can also get straw cups or little sippy cups, because that's also when you would start introducing a little bit of water in a sippy cup for the baby. So anything food related might be a good idea. And then number 3 is kind of also food related, but it could also be craft related. This one's a little dirty, but I'm still gonna show you because what is time? I have a baby that's sleeping, 2 kids that are sleeping. This mat right here is amazing. And I'm going to be honest with you, this was not intended for kids. It was intended for pets. And I was looking for a silicone mat when Lucas was a baby and he was starting his solids. And when I saw this, it just made a lot of sense to me because it has a lip on it. So see how it has a lip on it? So if Lucas spilled anything when he was first starting to eat, it wouldn't like run off into the floor. It would just be caught on the mat. This mat has been amazing. I am so glad we bought it. It's the same mat we've had from the very beginning for him, and it's where he eats. But these mats also can be used for like crafts or sensory play or other things like that. So really, really great buy. I believe it's like $12 or $13 on Amazon. I'll link that one below as well. Okay, so next up is toys, and I personally don't love loud, flashy toys. If I had it my way, I honestly would probably have a bunch of wooden toys and not a lot of bright, just loud toys. It's just not my style. However, that's just not the case. So it is what it is. But the ones that I would recommend for 6 to 12 months old, your baby is starting to sit up independently and can play with something that's sitting right in front of them. So things like stackers, where you have like the wooden post and then rings, wooden rings to put on top of it. I would go grab ours, but it's up in the baby's room and she's sleeping. This, I believe, was also purchased off of Amazon, and I remember when Lucas first started using this. I know that Charlie is right around the corner and she'll be using it soon as well. So there's different kinds. This one had 3 different types of things to stack on it, but they also have like the singular post with rings that go around it. And I've even seen some with like multiple posts that you have to fit over top of it. So there's lots of options when it comes to this, but it teaches fine motor skills, and that's something that your baby really needs to learn. There's other things like little baubles. I wish I had one laying around, but I'll get a picture of it and insert it here too as well. So while your baby is doing tummy time, they can learn that hand-eye coordination on how to pick that thing up. So it's another really great developmental toy for that age. So those are a couple of great options of toys for babies 6 months to 12 months, but you can always go on like Amazon or wherever you're shopping and Google what toys would be appropriate for 6 to 12 months, and you'll come up with a bunch of different things. I use the keyword Montessori a lot of times when I'm searching for new developmental ideas, new developmental toys, because I just really like their philosophy on toys. Okay, next up would be books. Now, this is when your baby is really going to start being interested in books. Charlie is 5 months old, and just in the past couple of weeks when we've been doing story time with Lucas before his nap, she's actually been like looking at the books and stuff like that. So I'm actually adding that to her bedtime routine when we don't do it with Lucas. Anyway, books that are great would be Sandra Boynton books. I love Sandra Boynton books. I've talked about that many times before. And then there are, I think they are the Priddy books, Priddy. There's a series that they have with like 100 first words, or 100 construction vehicles, or 100 colors, or I guess it's not 100, but anyway, it's a book that has all different types of pictures in it, and at this age is when they start to try speaking. There was a study that I had read where they talk about how babies learn to speak before they actually speak. So it's like they figure out how to say things for a month or so, and then they actually start. That was a long way to say this is a good book for language development, and your baby is going to start talking between 6 and 12, maybe a little bit longer, but around this time. All babies are different, so that's why I have all these disclaimers. All babies are different. Some babies do take a long time to talk, and others do start talking between 6 and 12 months, so you just never know. But you do want to give them the opportunity to learn if they are able to start talking. Number 6 is going to be like tabletop toys. So there are toys that have a tabletop, and at the top there's usually some activities and stuff like that. It's a really good way for a 6-month-old to learn to pull themselves up and to stand. Next, I'm going to recommend push or pull toys. This one might be controversial because I know that I have read that it's not best for a baby's development to push toys. Instead, it's better for them to stand up and like scale furniture to learn to walk. But I feel like it did help my son, so that's just something that I did. I have a couple of push walkers that got him going, so it just kind of encouraged him to want to walk. Another idea would be pull, something that you pull behind you once they do start taking those first steps. It's just another good way to learn coordination and to pull something behind them. So what I'm talking about would be like a little car that has a string that you pull or something along those lines. Okay, so number 8 is something that I just kind of came up with because I use this all the time with my baby, is a quilt. So I got a quilt when Lucas was a little baby, and I have used the same one since becoming a mom. And Actually, I think I got it before I was a mom. I used it with some other kids that I watched, but that's regardless. The point is a quilt is so good because when you have a little baby, you can use it in your house, you can use it in anyone else's house that you go to, you can use it outside and give that baby a place to crawl around that you feel comfortable with, so that they can get down and not have to be held all the time. So it's kind of like having a play mat, but it's not a play mat because it's just a quilt and you just bring a couple toys, and it is a minimal, wonderful thing to have. Like I said, I use this when we go outside sometimes for picnics, for the baby to just lay on or play on. I use a quilt inside the house for her to practice tummy time on. And I also, because I keep my bigger quilt in the trunk of my car, I use that to change diapers on in the back of my car or for whatever I need to. So a quilt is very versatile, and I feel like it's a gift that would last for a very long time and be beneficial to whoever you're buying for. Number 9 is going to be bath toys. So again, around 6 months, probably a little bit before 6 months, your baby or the baby should be learning how to sit up independently, meaning that that bath time is going to change a little bit and that baby is going to be able to play in the bathtub a little bit more. So bath toys are great for this age. Also, a lot of bath toys have that little hole in them, and if water gets inside, before you know it, you're going to end up with mold in those toys. So you kind of go through them pretty quickly if you buy toys like that. You can get little pieces of foam letters and numbers, and Lucas has actually a vehicle set. I've seen finger paint for the bathtub. There are so many different options of bath toys. Most babies love to play in the tub. And finally, the very last thing I would suggest would be to find a play kit. So I have heard of Love Every and KiwiCo. Both of these, I've seen their kits before, and they are so great for 6 to 12 months old. They have done lots of research to find out what toys that age group is really into or what could help them developmentally. And I just think their kits are really great. I think you can even buy Love Every toys independently now at Target, but the kit themselves is a very special and nice Christmas present to give somebody. And I really do think that their toys are really great for helping your child to grow developmentally. So those are 10 different options of toys that you could get for a 6 to 12 month old. I do hope that this video helped you in some way, and that if you were struggling to come up with an idea for a 6 to 12 month old, I have helped you. So if I did, leave a comment down below, let me know. And if you have any other ideas that maybe I didn't mention, please include those in the comments as well. Again, if you're new here, I would love it if you join my community. So hit that subscribe button. And if you enjoyed my content, don't forget to give it a thumbs up on your way out. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. I will see you tomorrow for Vlogmas Day 7.